Let me ask you something. Are you getting everything out of your rent-to-own business? If you're not an A-Pro member, then the answer is probably no. Look, advocacy is A-Pro's bread and butter. This is why they were created and what they do best. But here's the thing. A-Pro membership is about way more than advocacy. A-Pro connects you to the movers and the shakers of the industry. People who've been there, done that, and they can help you do it even better. A-Pro's monthly webinars give you expert insights and actionable takeaways. It's like having a masterclass for your business every single month. Got questions about complex regulations or sticky situations? No problem. A-Pro's legal hotline gives you direct access to experts who have got the answers. That's a peace of mind that you can't put a price on. And let's not forget the resources, news, updates, and tools that keep you ahead of the curve. Scholarships for your team? Check. Disaster relief when you need it most? Double check. A-Pro is your ultimate support system in the rent-to-own world. So stop settling for less. With A-Pro, members get more. More support, more connections, and more success. Head over to rtohq.org and join the A-Pro family today. Because in this business, more isn't just better. It's essential. See you at the top with A-Pro.
And welcome to the RTO Show with Danny and Pete. I'm your host, Danny.
And I'm your host, Pete. Today we're talking about taxes, toys, and trips for the first quarter.
Love it. Love tax season time.
It's a good time. It's the money time. And to be honest with you, I think almost everybody in rent-to-own would tell you, first quarter is the money quarter. This is what helps pay the bills for the rest of the year, right?
Well, I believe Kale once said, I think like half or 2/3 of the year's profit actually comes from tax season time.
Well,
I mean, it sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get it where you can, right? You gotta hit hard when it getting good.
So what tips do you have for everybody as far as the tax season time, Pete?
Well, the first thing to remember is that just because it's changed the year doesn't mean that all the taxes are going to be flooding in at one time, right? So according to IRS.gov, January 23rd was the first day that you can actually start getting your taxes filed. And then this year, April 18th is the deadline before they start taxing you because you didn't do what you're supposed to do at the right time. So make sure that as you start ramping up, you want to start getting things done right now because you want to get ready for what's going on. Now, the IRS accepts things, they have basically around a 21-day hiatus this year. You feel it most of the time. It's going to be about 21 days. Earned income tax credit will be a little bit weird. They're going to be available more likely around February 28th of this year. So you want to make sure that you have everything caught up because this is the time to get everything paid up, paid off, or purchased, put it in their mind for the next month. And we got a couple ways to maximize your tax tips right going on. I mean, the first one I want to tell you right now is make sure the account is fully caught up before you discuss payout. Even before they have that discussion, make sure your account is paid up because they're going to be thinking about the last number that you put in their head, and it shouldn't be the payout number. It should be if it's caught up, of course, then it's a payout number. But if it's not, get them caught out first, then do payout. That's number one.
Yeah, you definitely want to get your background if they are in delinquency before you discuss the payout. That way you can achieve that before they make the decision whether they're going to pay it out or return out. That's because that's part of the season is you're going to get a lot of returns, a lot of payouts because they have the money to either pay it off right then and there or to go get it somewhere cheaper, somewhere down the road, possibly at a big box retail. So those are things you have to think about. So to maximize your tax dollars, like you just said, is you definitely want to get your back payment up front before discussing that payout. So that way you at least obtain that, and that'll help your dollars out for the quarter as well.
Well, we always got to remember, once you do that, then the first thing you have to realize is that the intent of everything that you're doing is to keep customers, right? Customer retention is the biggest goal. At the bare minimum, you want to plant seeds for the future. Like you said, you want to make sure that everything is in their head right now at the time of payoff because they can go anywhere. But, this is a good time to make sure. Don't be afraid to make the deals to make things happen to keep the customers. Grease the wheels, grease the palms, make them know that you're willing to go outside the box a little bit to help them out because the truth is a little bit lost here could be a lot gained later. And that's exactly the hint of rent to own, right? You have the same as catch option and it's a little bit more now, but it saves you in the end. Well, rent to own is a little bit different. If I can help you out now and you go long term, that's where we're going to make things happen and profitability. You need to make sure that people know that, make those deals.
Well, Paul Schiller, our owner, he even made the comment. He's like, to try to prevent the payout, try to convince the customer, just pay 2 months ahead. hey, keep that extra money for yourself. Go do something fun with the family, or, go do something else with that. But instead of paying us out, why don't you just pay 2 months ahead? You ain't got to worry about us for 2 months. And, you're already in an affordable payment plan that you signed up for. You can afford it. So instead of just paying us out and spending that $1,000, why not just give me, the $200-$300 to cover you for the next 2 months, and I'll talk to you in May.
Well, I mean,
that's a strategy you could use.
Is that a bad idea? I mean, right now we're on the precipice of a possible recession, and everybody that I talk to seems like it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So if it's going to be that way, is it not better to keep some money in your pocket for a lot of other things that might be headed your way? I mean, groceries are going up, gas is thank God came down, but I doubt it's going to stay there forever. Price of everything is going up. Maybe it is a good idea to keep those low weekly, monthly payments, but have something in your pocket for a real emergency, like the car breaking down or the kids have a situation. It might be a good idea. And we're not fear-mongering, guys. We want you guys to know that, hey, listen, we just want you to think about the future and what's going on, because we're going to be here for you no matter what. But there's a lot of real things that are out there. Maybe this is a good time to talk about them. And, another thing is, guys, don't forget at the counter to talk about every single one of your services, not just the product that they have or the open account that they have, but talk about everything. And this is a good time to remember, don't leave anything out. Accessories are big, just like we talked about in our previous podcast. Go to, your accessories and the things that make the house look good. These are not super expensive items, but they can really make a difference in a home. And I think this is a good time where you can get a lot of things moved out of the door.
Well, I feel in addition to the accessories and the add-ons, this is a great opportunity to also maximize your cash sales, even for your non-traditional rent-to-own customers, because everyone has some good change in their pocket. Unfortunately, I feel in our industry, when we think of cash sales, we think of clearance items, we think of damaged products, we think of refurbished products and just trying to push it out the door. But you can cash sell some new product and still give a customer a good deal, get some good margin on it, but then it's a win-win for everybody. You're maximizing your revenues, maximizing your profit. They're getting a good deal. Now you have to promote it. That's the difference, is because we're rent-to-own, a lot of non-traditional rent-to-own customers don't know that we can sell retail as well. And I think you really got to promote it. And here comes the annoying parrot again, social media. Post it on social media, Facebook, OfferUp, Craigslist even. I mean, that's kind of an old school site, but it can work. I think you could easily generate probably 5,000 to 6,000 in cash sales if you promote and market it correctly.
That's the key, right? And then you have to understand, customers can go anywhere. So what you need to do is know where you can and can't. Like you said, some people just don't know that we can do retail, and we're all about the retail tip, just like we're trying to do rent to own. Of course, we always want somebody to put on rent, right? That's the bread and butter. But if we can sell it, we can. But then there's always those things, always remember, you've got to know when you can make a cash deal, and you got to know when you should. An example that we were talking about before the show is the PS5 pricing. There is no rent-to-own company that I know that's going to beat the big box retailers. Like when we talk about it, we talk about Walmart, we talk about some of the big box retailers, even sometimes GameStop. Sometimes, I don't know, GameStop's been a little iffy lately, but those are the places that they get it at cost and they sell it right at whatever the MSRP is. It's a little harder for rent-to-own to do that. So you might want to talk to your team and say, hey, we can do it on this, this, and this, and this, but we have a few select products that this is the bare minimum that we can take because we want to make the right deal. I mean, you'd never want to make the wrong deal on your situation. You want it to work out for both parties, but there are some things that we just need to be careful about, right?
No, absolutely. But I think that also goes back to what you were saying about, don't be afraid to make a deal. Like if you have a customer that's been renting that PS5 for 6 months, but they already passed their same as cash, that's something you might want to get with your upper management and get an approval. Like, hey, can I do this special buyout because they've already paid me X amount? They can go get it brand new for $499, $599 at Walmart, Best Buy. Can I match that buyout price so we can obtain that revenue? I mean, again, it's always going to be a case-by-case scenario, but don't be afraid to think outside the box and to, of course, get with your upper management approval to do that.
Well, you have one advantage, right? It's already in their home. It's already connected to their TV. The kids already have all their game systems on it. They have all their saved spots on it. They have their favorite, they have Netflix stored on it, right? So it is a sale point where you can say, listen, I'll make you this deal instead of having to go out, bring mine back, go get theirs, put theirs in. I'll make you a deal on this one and you can keep the one that you have. And not only that, it reminds them that they didn't have to go somewhere else to get that deal. They have a product in-house that they got from you that they made payments on and you helped them out, and they didn't have to go somewhere and change it out. Because once they change it out, subconsciously, every time that they look at that product, they're going to go, it was theirs, but then I had to go somewhere else to find the right deal. And that's what you don't want. You got to make sure that you're keeping that in your mind as you're going forward, because everything matters. In these times, everything matters. Every seed that you plant, every conversation that you have, everything that's coming up, make sure you work on it. Make sure you get your salesman, you brush it off, and you make it happen. You kind of put the best foot forward.
Absolutely. And then, of course, this is the perfect time to do some, shopping the competitors?
Yeah. We're gonna price shop competition. But we're not going to just price shop competition as in, I'm going to go to other rent-to-own companies. I'm going to check their websites. What I want to do is I'm going to go and check everybody's website. I want to check where everybody's deal is, because this is what's going on. When you have a lot of cash in hand, you're not always thinking about renting. Now, it's our jobs to make that one of the priorities that we talk about, but that's not always going to stay on the forefront. If I have something that I can buy cash and save money, I'm going to do it. Remember, guys, there's a lot coming up in this recession and people know about it. This is not something that's hidden. They know about it and they want the deals. So make sure you know what you can buy your things for at different places like Walmart, Target, Sam's. Go to the local furniture shops and see what they're selling it for, and go to your RTO company competition and see what they're selling it for, so that you are right there. You are competitive and you're on point. You know what you're talking about. So somebody doesn't come in and say, yeah, they got this, so, for like $300 cheaper. I kind of went over there. They really don't. If you read the disclaimer, it says you have to do this, and jump through this hoop, and then go back and give your aunt's phone number, and that's how you're going to get it. Over here, you don't have to do that, and I'll save you money without going through those hoops. So it's good to know those, and it's good to read the fine print on anything that they have going on, especially the sales and circulars.
I feel with the tax season time, it's almost hard not to collect your revenues. So I was just talking to my team about this. In the first quarter, I personally feel you have to be very sales mentality, very marketing mentality, very retention mentality, because if you go to full on credit mode and only worried about getting your dollars, I think that's where you lose customers and you lose your rental revenues for the month, because you're just focused on that. I think it's easy to collect in this time of the year. It's also a good time to evaluate your account managers, because if they can't collect during tax season time, how are they going to collect during the summer months? So I personally advise my GMs to go in the opposite way. Don't neglect your credit. Don't neglect the collections, because that's part of your day-to-day business, but you need to be more proactive on the salesmanship and on the marketing side. With the payouts at the counter over the phone, you need to try to get them into another rental agreement, whatever that may be, whether it's an add-on, whether it's the accessories you were talking about, whether it's a hot new toy, which we'll probably get to that here in a second, but you got to really attack it every day, how to retain the customers. Don't pay this agreement off. Give me 2 months in advance. I won't hear from you till May. You take some time off on payments, but you get to keep the product and you get to keep some cash in your pockets. It's a win-win for everybody. So we get to keep the customer, they get to keep some money, and they're still at an affordable rate that they originally agreed to. So definitely try to be optimistic in obtaining and containing your customers, because if you can come out of this quarter at the same customer level you started with.
Let's take a quick break.
Hey everyone, it's Pete Chow here from the RTO Show podcast, and I want to tell you about a company that's making a real difference in the rent-to-own space, Wow Brands. I've seen firsthand how they approach marketing, and let me tell you, it's not just about ads. Wow Brands builds complete digital ecosystems designed specifically for the rent-to-own industry. Their e-commerce and lead generation strategies are built to bring in qualified leads. And did I mention that they are actively working with the rent-to-own industry while also being members of APRO and TRIB? Listen, these folks are passionate problem solvers. They don't just slap something together. They design, build, and scale the kind of digital retail tools your business needs and your customers actually want. So if you're serious about growing, reach out to Wow Brands at wowbrands.com. I trust them, and I think you will too.
You're set up for the year.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, because we did touch on that, and he's got a pretty big point. The point here is retention, customer sales, customer growth, because anytime you grow in the first quarter, that means a great year. But if your guys aren't collecting their dollars at this time of the year, you really do need to reevaluate what's going on. Now, that doesn't mean that they're terrible, but I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't get much better than the first quarter. And I can tell you guys, mostly, there is a cycle. You come into the beginning of the year, January, beginning of February, you're going to probably start running into, some credit issues. Little tip that I'm going to say is don't be crazy out there and go out there and try to demand money and get your merchandise. If you can wait, and I'm going to say if, because this changes for everybody. If you can wait for the money at the end of February, beginning of March, because that's when you really should start seeing your credit drop. It's going to give you a lot of more sales opportunities where your guys can put on their salesmanship and make it happen. And this is where your customer service really kicks in. Now, with that said, now we're going into the toys that can make some differences on the sales that are coming up. And we got 5 things that we really believe that you guys are going to be interested, and one thing that I'm not interested in, but you guys might be interested in anyways, because it's just not my cup of tea. But what are some things that we need to talk about, Danny? What's the new items out there that people have really been looking for these last few weeks?
Well, I think the new hot item that's going to be coming out is that PS5 VR system. I think, you can pre-order that now. I think that's going to be the hot item of the year. We already did the Oculus, and everyone that I spoke to did so well in the fourth quarter with the Oculus. That was like the hot item of the fourth quarter. So I think the PS5 VR system is going to be that new toy that gamers are going to want. That's just my opinion, but I see an increase in sales of that. So if you haven't pre-ordered, I would definitely jump on that now.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Unlimited Marketing Solutions is a social media marketing company that can market directly to your specific customer base and provide solid and trackable results. Unlimited Marketing Solutions are also extremely flexible to meet your unique needs and budget, and are currently running a promotion for 10% discount off your first 6 months of marketing when you mention the code RTO Show. That's RTOSHOW when you call them at 352-553-3245. You can also email them at unlimitedmarketingsolutions@gmail.com.
Now back to the show with Danny and Pete. Well, the only difference that I know of between the PS5 VR system and Oculus, well, there are a few differences. The Oculus can run on its own with its own games. The PS5 VR system needs the PS5 to run. So remember that there are 2 kind of separate aspects of it. But the PS5 system is going to have a lot more dedicated games for the system that are going to run in a different way than the Oculus. Now, the Oculus does have some preset games, but they're always going to come from third party. I don't believe Oculus actually manifests or creates their own games, where PlayStation, Sony is, they have Sony Interactive or Sony Entertainment that's going to create these games for PS5 specifically. So there are a couple of differences. You have a 256 megabyte version of the Oculus and a 528 megabyte version of the Oculus. The PS5 VR system is not necessarily going to be held down in that system as far as memory, because I think it comes with a 1 terabyte off the bat. So you're going to have a couple of plus and minuses. So one, you have to have a system which costs, $499 minimum, and the other one you can buy one straight up without it. But I think they're 2 competitive systems that are really, really flying off the shelves, and I think they're going to make their big mark this year. I think this year they're going to really explode.
Well, and then another item that it's very affordable friendly is the stream boxes. I know we've been doing very well with them at Rent King, and I had some managers that really bought into it. Our new Zephyr Hills location here, he has like 2025 on rent. I mean, I think you really have to learn about it, but it's user friendly. It can cut your cable bill. I think you just got to get behind it and educate the customers. But if you educate them and know that they can save money in the long run with these stream boxes, and you can get everything from Netflix to, Disney Plus, etc., I think it's a way to go to do a quick little add-on to a TV and to help them out in the long run as well. Because if they cut their cable bill, they pay you, which is less than a cable bill. It's almost a no-brainer. I think that's a neat toy that everyone should be looking into as well.
So if you guys are interested in stream boxes, somebody that we use is Gabriel Johnson. You can actually reach him at gabriel.johnson@c2squared.com. That's Gabriel, Gabriel.Johnson, JOHNSON @c2squared.com. He has got some deals right now that are coming out. They also come out with a VPN on some of their boxes that makes it a lot easier for certain places. I know Spectrum sometimes a little bit hard on those stream boxes, but listen, guys, those stream boxes, they have live TV. They have all kinds of movies that are on there, new, old, and everything in between. And they have some pay-per-view events. I'm going to say this for a disclaimer. Pete does not endorse any products or facilitating any streaming illegally, but I will tell you this: it is a deal and a half to get. If you don't have it, get it, because that can change any TV to an entertainment hub. And I'm going to tell you, if people are trying to cut back on that, basically spending too much money, this is the way to go. This is the way to make it happen. And this is what we were talking about, one of those accessories at the counter when they're paying up or they're paying out. Throw a stream box in. It's almost a no-brainer. You almost cannot fail with this thing.
What other products you think are some cool toys, Pete?
I hate to say this, but and I love my wife, and we kind of get busy and we stuff. She works from home. The baby's here. But I will tell you what's really saved me. We actually have a Roomba. and we turn that thing on, and it takes care of the living room, or it takes care of the family room when we're just too busy, or when the baby's sleeping and my wife still has to work, but we want to get cleaned up. We have a robot vacuum, and let me tell you, that thing is amazing. I mean, it sounds crazy because when I was younger, we had these old big vacuums that were like, they had the bag in it. They didn't even have the cylinders. They had the bag and had a little spring on the back to hold in the bag. And it was, the front of it looked like, oh my God, it looked like the front of a 57 Chevy, right? And it's, now we literally grab the remote, we hit a button, and boom, it just goes off by itself. It does a certain area, and when it's done, it goes back, recharges. It makes it so much easier for people. This is one of the products that I think you guys should try. I wouldn't go heavy on it, but I would definitely try it and see, hey, do you guys like this, or your customer base? Is your customer base like this? And try it out, because I think this is going to be something else that's going to be big for rent to own.
Well, and think about that. So you have a Roomba, and that's a name brand. That's a top tier name brand for those robotic vacuums. But they have some second and third tier robot vacuums that are affordable. They have Sharks, they have iRobot, they have iHome AutoVac. And I mean, if you look on maybe like Walmart or Best Buy, you can see affordable products of that department and bring them in, try them out. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's not going to cost the customer an arm and a leg, and let them try it out and see how they feel about it.
I think, yeah, you can definitely get 1 or 2 or 3, try them out. If they sell, get some more. I wouldn't stock up heavy on them, but they even have a version right now that you can sweep and mop your floor with one item.
Ooh.
which is amazing. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has those floors. Some of us have carpet, some of us don't. But I mean, I know the kitchen isn't always carpeted, right? The kitchen always has tile, or always has vinyl, or has something. That's an area that's a lot of use. Why not get one of those for him or her and make it easier for them during the day? I mean, to me, that's one of the great things that are coming out. Another thing that has been kind of crazy for the kitchen area is air fryers and stoves with the built-in air fryers. Now, they're doing away with oil, right? It's just, you shouldn't do that. It's going to give you a heart attack, right? Air fryers are the rave right now, especially, and I've been hit up twice for customers who want the stoves with the built-in air fryers where the oven is. It used to be convection or whatever you want to call it now, but man, that is an amazing. And with being in the stove, dude, you could do like a full-size freaking chicken turkey in that thing.
No, absolutely. And then, the air fryer has been a big thing for the past couple of years. I know we got one. I'm sure you have one. And now it's becoming almost, I don't want to say a necessity, but it's healthier for you, but it tastes just as good as frying your food. So, I mean, definitely look into those air fryers. You can get portable air fryers. You can get the stoves with the air fryers in it. Think outside the box with household appliances as well. What we also did well in the fourth quarter was blender mixers. I had some stores out in the Polk County area. They did real good with the blender mixers. I had some Hillsborough stores that they got some coffee makers. I drink coffee every day. A Keurig machine. Think about that. We got one for my friend's wedding gift. She was so happy she received it. Again, they're not expensive, but for people that are on the go, people who are working, instead of that old school pot, you get them a Keurig machine. You have that on display, and again, it's just a small little add-on. Again, it could be like $688 a week, $988 a week, whatever the formula comes out to. But that's something to look into as well. Little household appliances that aren't super expensive, but it's just a nice little gift. Something to think about.
Talking about gifts. What kid doesn't want a gaming computer or a gaming laptop nowadays? It used to be, listen, you got a TV, you got a game system, whether it be an Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever the case is, and kids were okay with that. Now, just like any other generation comes before and after, the one before is simpler than the one after, and now kids want the serious gaming. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, gaming computers and laptops have been on the rise for the last 12 months. I don't think you're going to really get away from them, but man, they're making some games that are unfreaking believable, but they need these gaming computers to run. Kids know it. Kids know all about it. Like, I mean, I didn't know for a while. I actually had to sit down and read on it. They are the rave right now. They're not cheap, but man, they are an investment that I think your customer will really enjoy.
You say kids, but I don't think it's really kids. I think it's a lot of adults. I think it's the millennials in their 30s that are getting these products, because I don't know about you, but I'm not getting a lot of requests for basic laptops or basic all-in-ones. I'm getting a lot of requests for continuously gaming laptops or gaming desktop computers. And I think some might be for, their kids, but I'm seeing a big majority are in their late 20s, early 30s that they're just into gaming.
Well, they're into this spec-driven buying, right? I want something that has a, let's say 27 to 32 inch curved monitor. I want the refresh rate to be this fast. I want to make sure that this memory, when you have the solid state and you have a regular hard drive just to hold everything that I need, but I need the speed. I need to make sure that this gaming card is going to be able to render this and whatever I want it to do, all the way from, 1080p to 4K. And we've got to keep up with that. I mean, that's where it's going. I wasn't going to say adults because I might have a gaming computer myself. But the thing is that you got to. You got to go where you got to go, and if it's there, it's there, right? So, and guys, everything that we're telling you is something that you can keep at the counter, whether it be the Stream box, whether it be the vacuums, whether it be the the Oculus systems, whether it be the gaming stuff. You can keep all those right there. These are counter buys when you were talking to those deals about the tax time dollars and what they're going to do with it and how to retain them. These are something that you can put in your face. Now, something that you can't put on the counter, which I don't ever want to put these things on my counters or in my but you know what? I'm not going to say anything because they are good products.
Well, let's just call it what it is. It's a controversial product.
It's a controversial product, guys, and we're talking about e-bikes and e-scooters. What do you guys think? Please hit us up. Let us know. Email us, right? And let us know. You can Pete at thertoshowpodcast.com or Danny at thertoshowpodcast.com. Put in the subject line e-bikes and scooters and let us know what you guys think, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not for them.
Well, they sold quick. They were a quick sell. They were hotcakes, going out the door, flying out the door all last year for the last 6 months. But what we're seeing is the return and the service issues that we don't have anybody that can service that product. I even spoke with a member of Happy's that they don't even sell them anymore. They don't stock them. They don't sell them. We just made the conscious decision at Rent King. We're probably not going to sell them anymore. We're not going to keep them in stock. It might be a very, very special case by case. You have that gold customer that's been with you for 5-10 years, spent thousands of dollars, sure. But to just keep it in stock for the normal rental customer, probably not, because it'd been a service nightmare. But I would definitely love to hear from anybody else somewhere that maybe that's out of state or someone that is local. And if you have somebody that services bikes, please let us know. We would love to have that information, but just let us know how you guys feel about the e-bikes and scooters in general. Are they a good sell, or do they sustain? Do they stick out there for the full term, or are you guys seeing the same thing that we're seeing? I'd love to hear any kind of feedback regarding that.
How did you conquer the e-bike situation? That's what we want to know. Please let us know. Send us an email or contact us on the website. And then last but not least, part 3 is trips. And we have a trip coming up. Unfortunately, Danny's not going to be able to make it this time around, so you guys will only see my ugly mug in Atlanta, Georgia. But the trips are the Trib Show, Meeting of the Minds, in Atlanta, Georgia. Their 40th anniversary is going to be celebrated in Atlanta in February 2023. Danny, I wish you were going to this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just had some personal matters come up. Unfortunate circumstance, I'm just not able to go. But you're going to go. The owner's going to go. Keith Miller's going to go. So I think y'all do a great job there. Again, bring back any information you guys get from the convention, the classes. I know you might be speaking there. I don't know. Have you heard anything about it? Possibly.
Mike hasn't reached out to me, and I'm going to tell you what. I am okay with working the midnight oil if he calls me last minute to make it happen. This is the Meeting of the Minds. So you guys, if you guys want to meet my minds, please let the Trib group know. If you don't, it's quite all right. I don't mind a handshake and just seeing you guys there at the Trib Show. What I do want to know is, guys, when you guys happen to be out and you guys see the RTO show, whether it be on a T-shirt, whether it be on a mug, whether it be on a bag, please come up and say hello. I'd love to get your information. I'd love to talk to you. Listen, I'm hoping that I see some of our favorite people there. Dan Fisher is always a great person. I'd love to see when I'm out. I'm going to see Mike Skihan. We've already talked about it the other day, so I'm going to see a couple of my favorite guys out there. I love seeing Mike Tissett, regardless of whether he remembers me or not. I love seeing him. He makes my day all the time. And going, with the owners and just being around everybody. I don't know if we'll see Cale that much, Cale Sr. that much. Maybe you'll see Cale Jr. there, but
I think Cale Jr. will be there. And then, of course, our owners, Larry Pivotal, Paul Shaler. I don't know if Sharon's going, but, CPL will definitely be there as a group.
And then Mr. Keith Miller will be coming with us this time, which might be a new role for him. So that's going to be awesome. And listen, guys, Meeting of the Minds is for us to listen to everybody and talk to everybody and share with everybody what we've learned, what they've learned, what's going on in the business, what's going on in the future of the business as far as this year and as far as the years to come. It's a great, great time. If you can ever be a part of it, I'm going to tell you guys, especially anybody who's in the Georgia area or close to the Georgia area, you should go to this. It's a very, very interesting time to kind of put our minds together. We have a lot going on in the world today, and the world of rent-to-own is just, it's ever changing. Put your thinking caps on, get there, talk with, network with everybody. This is going to be a good show.
And lastly, if you would like to be a sponsor of the show, please email us. Pete already provided the email for us. If you're not following us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the RTO Show. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to us. When you listen to our episodes, make sure you download the episodes so we can get credit for it. We love the support, love the feedback. Give us an email. Hit us up on social media. Love to chat with you guys. We do have a couple interviews coming up shortly, I believe, right?
Well, I've got to get a hold of Leroy because he is next, and I've been telling him that he's next for a while. I just wanted to get past all the digital problems that we had with the first interview. George was a great interview. Like, if you guys listen to the whole thing, George has some serious words of wisdom on our last podcast. An amazing interview. Love to have. We have a couple of people that we're going to start calling up so we can get those on rotation and make sure that we get those out to the listeners of the RTO Show. Also, remember, like we're talking about sponsorship. By the time this airs, hopefully the podcast will have some sponsors, but more sponsors. But we're going to have a sponsor page. It's going to give you an idea of how to be a sponsor for the RTO Show. You will get some shout outs. And if you're in concern about the RTO Show, because you just want to make sure that we're here forever, you should buy a shirt on our website, www.thertoshowpodcast.com. Go there, send us an order. We are so busy right now. I'm going to promise to tell you, it is tax time and we do have jobs, but we want to get sponsorships because this is how we give back to you guys. And sponsorships makes some of our merch a little bit easier to bring the price down, or it gives us a lot of better ability to get more things out to you, different types of merch, different types of conversations, the interviews. These sponsorship as important to us as it is to you for hearing the content. So anything that you can do is great. If you cannot, it's okay. We love you either way. It doesn't even matter. We love you no matter what. And so you should come, just if you have any questions, please come to the website, www.thertoshowpodcast.com. We have a couple more videos that are coming out and will be up by the time this comes out.
Oh, the videos are going to be stupid hilarious. The President's Day one. I didn't care for that one too much for myself. I don't think I did a great job. You did an awesome job, bro. Sounded great.
I was trying to get an Oscar for that one. I want to get a Tony or an Oscar or whatever they are. I was trying to get it.
I would vote for you. Straight up. I would vote for you. But yeah, give us a shout out. Give us a check out. Love the support. Love what we're doing, guys. If you want any additional tips, please submit them into the email, and we'd love to make an episode on what you guys want to hear. And with that being said, this is the RTO Show with Danny and Pete.